so lost and like your head is just gonna be like, you're gonna be like a chicken with its head cut off, honestly.
Would you be my done? I still got a lot of shit to learn.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and today we're going to talk about the 10 must-haves for the newborn phase. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing that I would suggest is water wipes. Now these are so cool, they're so universal because not only are they great if you have a baby with sensitive skin, like they won't break out in rashes because it's like 99% water and no other ingredients in these wipes, but you can use them for if they have a spit up, if their hands need a wipe down. It's pretty universal on the things that you can use it on, and I just tend to like it even though you are paying for water on a wipe. It's so much more convenient than using like baby wipes, which I just feel like are always so much drier and can irritate my baby's skin super fast. So especially when they're newborn and their skin is brand new and you want to keep the sensitive skin at bay from irritation and rashes, those water wipes are going to come in handy for you. Thing number 2 is the Hatch machine. I know that it's got a lot of hype, and like any other sound machine might work just as good. I personally think that the Hatch is just so convenient because sometimes I will be already out of my daughter's bedroom after she goes down, and then I think that the noise just isn't loud enough and that we're making a lot more noise outside. So then from my phone on the app, I can control how loud I make the music or the white noise, or if I need to change it to something that has like a little bit more like bumps and sporadic sounds, like the washing machine setting, which is the one I really like. So that way we don't have to like walk around like, you know, we're a church mouse or something, so that we can just like live our lives. I really tend to think that the Hatch machine is something that's like a necessity, but any sound machine really will do. Thing number 3 that I think is super important is a journal. Now in those beginning days and weeks, especially if you're a first-time mom, you're going to be so lost and like your head is just going to be like, you're going to be like a chicken with its head cut off, honestly. You're going to not know what day it is, what time it is, when the last butt wipe was, like what is going on, and you're going to want to write these things down. Not only for like medical purposes, like to make sure that she's having enough wet diapers, or here having enough wet diapers in a 24-hour period, or to see if they've pooped, but also to check for things like how often are they feeding, how much are they feeding, was it 15 mLs to 20 mLs, or if you're breastfeeding, how often are you doing it, and then to feel when you're actually getting more engorged, and then you could time it out that way if when the baby needs more food. It's just, there's a plethora of things that are going on in those newborn days, weeks, that you're going to need a journal to just jot down things. And that journal, I had two journals in the beginning stages, and I wrote down like any and every little detail just because my brain couldn't keep it together. Like I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that like my brain was like not used to computing so much information, and I don't think that you remember those things after you're past the newborn phase, or if you're like a mom of 2 or 3, like you forget that when you're new at this, like things are just not sticking to that brain like they used to, and like you need to put some things down on paper to kind of just get everything all organized and to even know what day and time it is really. But yeah, any journal will do. Thing number 4 that I highly suggest is some sort of a baby swing, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be something that the baby can sit in and it can move, because when you're washing dishes, or when you're getting their bottle ready, or when you're even just trying to go to the bathroom, anything like that, you need to put the baby down, and you want them to be in like a secured location. Now the one that I got has like a little seat belt, so you can secure the baby even though she wasn't flinging forward at the time, and I wasn't really worried about that. She can be happy and she can be in a safe location. I could just be at bay. So definitely a baby swing. Don't spend too much money on this. You're only going to use it for those 3-4 months in the beginning at most. And then after that, the baby just wants to squirm around and jolt out of the thing, so it's not safe to use it anyway. Thing number 5. Okay, now this one is really important, is a tummy time mat. not only is it cool because like your baby gets to lie down and then have that activity center that overhangs that they could play with and interact with, but also because you know that it's not at risk for suffocation or anything like that. Like your baby's not going to roll over and then be embedded into these blankets and then accidentally like suffocate or have that kind of a risk, because those prawns, those 4-corner prawns, are keeping the tummy time mat on the floor. So it's super important to have something secure like that. You want to be doing those exercises on the daily anyway, especially when it's the beginning stages, so that your baby can develop those neck muscles and that neck strength to be able to hold their head up. Blankets can bunch up and they can roll up and your baby can accidentally get tangled up in them, and they're not going to be held to the ground the same way as a tummy time mat will. So that's definitely an essential that you'll need. All right, thing number 6 that you'll need is 2 items of the following. Now, I'm going to group this into all number 6. 2 change pad cloths. So like this thing is removable, okay, and I have its replacement too. So in the beginning stages, baby poop sprays out, spews, it's liquidy, it goes everywhere. You're screwed once that happens. So you're gonna need another change cloth, because the last thing you want to do is in the middle of the night to be scrambling around for some sort of other cloth that you could change your baby on or whatever for protection. Now, you're also going to need the same thing for a crib or a bassinet. So if your baby is in a bassinet, have 2 types of sheets. So when the baby has an accident, and it will happen more than once, you can just switch it out. Doesn't matter if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you just switch it out and you'll deal with the mess in the morning. And then same thing with the crib. So if your baby is sleeping in the crib at this point, or if you just want to crib train them from the get-go, then you're going to want 2 crib sheets so that they can be changed out for when there's accidents. You're just going to be so grateful that you have 2. Thing number 7 that I think is so important, and especially if you're on a budget, buy a bassinet that can be at bedside, that moves, that swings, that has some sort of a motion. Now, this could be a hack for the, what is that called? The snoo, which is super expensive. Like, who has money for that? Like, no one, right? So the one I got was only $99 from Target. I put it on my baby registry. Luckily, one of my family members got it for me, but it was only $99 and it worked. And it was great because it had wheels at the bottom. So we could just wheel this thing out to the living room every single day when the baby was awake, and then the baby had somewhere to go. And if I needed a shower, the great thing was that I could wheel it into the bathroom too. You could just wheel this thing all over the place. We were even crazy enough to go to Lake Tahoe and wheel this thing through a casino. Okay, this thing definitely got my money's worth out of it, and it definitely came in handy. Now, I would highly suggest you have a bassinet that's on the move like this for convenience, but it has a chamber at the bottom where you could stash diapers, stash extra clothes, stash extra socks and hats and other change pads, and you can just have everything with the baby station. It was so cool to have this. Definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend. Thing number 8 on my list. Now, this is any kind of swaddle. You do not have to spend a lot of money on a swaddle in order for it to work. Now, the ones I got was like a 3-pack on Amazon, and they were like super cheap. Like, I want to say $20, $30 at the most. And they were so cool because it's like they're in a little burrito. You stick them in the sack, you Velcro their arms tight, and then there. They don't move out of it. They don't wiggle out of it like they would out of a regular swaddle blanket. Plus, you don't want to be messing with all those weird overlays and folds for the baby just to wiggle out of it anyway. Who has that kind of an energy or mental capacity at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning? No one. Just get the Velcro. It's totally fine. The noise is not even loud enough for it to wake up the baby. At least it never did mine. So, yeah. Save yourself the time and money and just get yourself a Velcro swaddle. Now, everybody always talks about the zipper onesies. My baby was a summer baby, so it was really hot, and I had the opposite problem. I didn't want my baby overheating, so I just got the onesies that had the 3 little buttons on the little diaper part, which was super fine. It was super easy. It wasn't a pain in the butt. It's 3 buttons. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, Definitely get yourself lots and lots of those just functional onesies with the 3 snaps. Like, I'm not talking anything special. This one might like look like it's special because it's an A's one, but literally it's just a onesie with the 3 clips. You're going to be going through these like they're disposable, I swear. But you're definitely going to be grateful that you have those in the summer months. Now, the next thing on the list is a SIDS prevention slash just something that I liked. This could be controversial though, because I know that it is with a lot of mamas out there, is a pacifier. My baby loved having a her passy, and it would always soothe her when she was super cranky, and it would always help her to go to sleep, and it also served as a cue as to going to sleep. She normally doesn't have the passy during the daytime, but she knows once that passy goes in her mouth, it's like we're starting the nighttime or the sleep routine, so it's a time for a nap.
Switching the voice down remote. Okay, so in editing, I totally realized I didn't even discuss the whole reducing SIDS thing. So according to a publication posted on the AAP, sucking on a pacifier requires forward positioning of the tongue, thus decreasing the risk of oropharyngeal obstruction. The influence of a pacifier use on sleep position may also contribute to its apparent protective effect against SIDS. Obviously, I am not a medical professional. I am a random person wearing an alien hat on the internet. So do your own research, talk to your pediatrician. This was just something that I personally wanted for my baby, and this is the research that I did that brought me to this decision. Okay, thanks.
Next on my list is a sanitizing steamer bucket thing. So now I just got the super cheap one from Target. It works great. All you have to do is put in all the passies, the nipples, the bottles, anything that you need sanitized, throw it in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, and it's sanitized. It comes out steaming hot. You can leave them on the drying rack, and you can rest at bay knowing that all of your things just got sanitized and that it's safe for your baby to consume off of. I live in the country where we have a well, and well is untreated water. So if you have that kind of an untreated water source and you're going to be washing your baby's bottles and things with it, you want to take that extra cautionary step to sanitize your items for safety purposes. Now, I can make a whole nother video about that, but just let me know down in the comments if you can relate with us well water women. Okay, guys, well, that about sums it up for the top 10 newborn must-haves. These are all based on my opinion and what worked for me. Obviously, it's a trial and error thing. I hope you guys liked this video. I will be making more content based on motherhood and like must-haves for babies in all different stages of life. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day.
Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever.